So it finished tonight in the Manchester derby, Man City 3, Man United 1, and Manchester is blue once again. It's been a while since we beat them at the Etihad, actually, United, so it was great to get that under our belts, especially after what happened in the same fixture last year where we got turned around after looking so comfortable in the first half. But it was a decent performance, a fantastic 3 points. Let's talk about it. Yes guys, so before we get into it, as always, if you do enjoy this review / reaction, and if there's one that you're going to enjoy for a City fan, it is this one. Make sure to leave a big thumbs up on it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, and also leave your thoughts on the match, your man of the match, any thoughts in particular about how the game went in the comment section down below. Always really interested to hear some varied opinions on how the match went down. But getting stuck into the game, the first place to start off with, I think, is going to be the lineups. So before a ball was even kicked, we were handed a pretty big boost with the absence of Paul Pogba. I said in the preview that he was rumoured to be injured, and the fact that he wasn't even in the squad was a massive boost. I mean, when you look at the turnaround that they did perform last season, he was a big part of that, and he's a player that, although he gets a lot of stick, United heavily rely on, so it was great to see that he wasn't on the team sheet. But from a City point of view, I think it was a very unusually expected 11. I think it might even be the exact 11 that I predicted in the preview. You had Ederson in between the sticks, Laporte and Stones in front of him, making up that solid partnership once again. Mendy and Walker in at fullback, and then in the midfield we had the two Silvas with Fernandinho anchoring, and then a front three of Aguero, Mahrez and Sterling. But there was a couple of changes throughout the game that altered that lineup. In terms of the pattern of the game and how it played out, we took a 1-0 lead through David Silva midway through the first half, I think it was, if not a little bit sooner. Lovely finish from him after he showed quite a bit of composure, actually, because it came to him. He took it on his weaker right foot but slammed it past Etihad, and he was, again, David Silva, man. What can you say about him that hasn't already been said on these reactions? He was absolutely outstanding, and once again amongst the best performers on the pitch. But we had a few more chances to add to that lead. We weren't able to do it before half-time, but within 5 minutes of the second half restart, we took the doubled the advantage. Sergio Aguero slamming one past Etihad, and while I was watching the game, the commentators were pretty critical of De Gea because it was like sort of at him and went through his hands. But to be fair to him, Aguero hit it with so much venom that I don't really think he stood too much of a chance. It was a really nice finish from the talisman. But at that point, we were looking really comfortable, 2-0 up, and then out of nowhere, Ederson gives away a penalty, really soft. It was very similar to the one he gave away against Newcastle, I think it was, and, you know, invited him back into the game. There was no need to give it away. So Ederson, who had a phenomenal game in terms of his distribution, as always, did mess up in that one little incident there, but save-wise, didn't have too much to do outside of that. Penalty was rolled in, 2-1, and at that point United had a 5-10 minute period where it really felt like they were in the game. There was thoughts going back to the fixture last year where they came back from 2 goals down, but thankfully we rode that period out, put some pressure on them again. We could have got more goals, but the third goal did eventually come from substitute Ilkay Gundogan. A lovely ball into the box from Bernardo Silva, who got man of the match on the night, and tucked it away really nice after a nice first touch. So 3-1 that made it, and a comfortable last few minutes after. It looked like it was going to be a very nervy last 5, but a 3-1 win. And let's touch upon some of the individual performances of where the match was won. I think the best place to start is the guy that got man of the match, and that was Bernardo Silva, who once again, in Kevin De Bruyne's absence, is stepping up big style. I mean, I've said it a few times now, but those Silvas, David and Bernardo, in the middle of the park have linked up and made a formidable partnership. And I mean, I keep on mentioning it, but you wouldn't think that'd be too great in the middle against the more physical opposition. But again, United today had Ander Herrera, Nemanja Matic and Fellaini, two of the most physical midfielders in the Premier League there in Fellaini and Nemanja Matic. And a couple of times they just poked the ball away from them, the weaving in between them, and really did a phenomenal job at ball retention. And whenever the ball was lost, just, you know, winning it back really quickly. And another key performer on the night again for that was Fernandinho. I mean, you can't sing his praises highly enough in the City squad. Without him in there, we are such a worse team because he does so much of the dirty work and he does it so efficiently. And again, on the night, it was a fantastic performance from Fernandinho, not just in his defensive capacities, but also as a ball retention feature as well. his passing was exceptional tonight, I thought. Really spread the ball around really nicely. And again, he was up there with Bernardo and David as some of the best performers on the night. I think, again, you've got to look at Laporte and Stones, that partnership that I'm really hoping can stay together for a long time, because, again, they were exemplary tonight on the ball defensively. I mean, when you look at the pace that United have got at the top end at certain times, they had like Lingard, Rashford, Martial. There was a lot of players running at you there with incredible pace, and every time it happened, they dealt with it incredibly well. And that goes for all the defenders, to be fair. Walker had a solid game, and Benjamin Mendy, who's had a pretty dodgy couple of games of recent times, put all that behind him and can put in a really strong performance as well. So from the back going forward, it was a great performance from everyone involved. But although it was great individual performances, and, you know, the 3-1 win was well deserved, we weren't at our most fluent, and there was certainly room for improvement in there. Like I said, there was a couple of moments where we seemed nervy. There's the odd spell in the game, actually, where both teams were giving away the ball really cheaply for 5-10 minutes, where it got really scrappy. But on the whole, a solid performance. I've certainly seen better, but when it comes to the Manchester derby, you take any win you can get. And not only that, it was a very deserved one as well. So fantastic stuff. And that, of course, puts us back at the top of the table as well. The substitutions that came on were Leroy Sané, Phil Foden and Ilkay Gundogan. Sané was alright when he came on, didn't do anything too incredible, but was solid. Foden literally came on in the 91st minute, but even in those couple of minutes, a couple of nice passing exchanges from him and some nice ball retention. Nice to see him. I mean, it's only literally a couple of minutes game time, but in that kind of match, for him to get a feel of the atmosphere on the pitch is absolutely amazing. And Ilkay Gundogan, who's just come back from injury, and I thought was a really solid substitution today. He put in a solid performance when he came on, and you know, he's one of those players that gets a lot of criticism when he doesn't play well, but again, came on today, scored a goal, and his link-up play in general was absolutely fantastic. I think when you saw him coming on, you expected him to go in with Fernandinho and perhaps he's a little bit deeper, but he actually pushed on quite far forward. He came on in place of Sergio Aguero, which was quite a surprising sub when it happened at the time, but he was quite advanced and did a really good job when he came on, and fully deserved his goal in my opinion. You know, you can see why Guardiola trusts in him and plays him fairly often, because although, like I say, he does get criticised a lot, he does also put solid performances in his ball retention, his ball control and his general link-up play with this team is very solid. And again, very good appearance from him off the bench today, particularly when you consider that he's just come back from injury and this is the first we've seen of him. I'll briefly talk about United's performance in the game. You know, I'm not going to go too in-depth onto this, but if I was a United fan, I'd be really disappointed. I mean, we all know that they don't play the most attacking, expansive football, but at the moment where they got back into the game at 2-1, scored the penalty, they didn't really register another shot on target after that, and you think, you know, you've got City on the ropes for 5-10 minutes, you know, you've got a bit of momentum, the away fans are getting behind them, they've got a bit of belief. They just really don't want to attack, do they? I don't know why, because when you look at the players they've got, Sanchez came on, Lukaku came on, Martial, Rashford, they have got a lot of great attacking players, and for whatever reason, Mourinho just doesn't want to let him off the leash. So, a quick word on that, like I said, I'd be really disappointed if I was a United fan at the lack of attacking that they, not only in this game, obviously, but just in general, it's not great to watch, is it? Looking forward from a City point of view, that does put us back top of the table, which is absolutely fantastic, of course, especially as we're going into an international break. Our next game is actually against West Ham, but like I say, got a couple of internationals before that, so it's a week or so away. That is, we're in a great spot. I mean, when you consider we've now played United, we've played Tottenham away, we've played Liverpool away. We have done fantastically well to get to where we are, considering the fixtures. Arsenal away as well, you know, a team that have proved to be very solid this season. When you look at the fact that Tottenham have had the best start they've ever had, Liverpool are having the best start they've ever had, Sarri's doing incredibly well at Chelsea, and we are still top of the table after having such an incredible season last season as well. It's only a great thing, and the brand of football we're playing while we're doing it at the same time is just absolutely outrageous. But overall, fantastic to get a win, especially over United. It always makes it extra special. Manchester is blue once again, and back top of the table into the international break. It really is a fantastic weekend to be a City fan, especially when you consider that Chelsea dropped points in the draw as well. Unfortunately, Liverpool did pull out a win against Fulham, but I mean, as long as we keep on winning, that's all we've got to worry about. And it's another 3 points in the bag today. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on the game in the comment section down below. Let me know who your man of the match was. Bernardo got it on the night. I think Bernardo probably deserved the man of the match. He played really well, got at least one assist that I can think of. If it wasn't going to be him, it would be David Silva. Both of them in the middle of the park again were absolutely exemplary. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the man of the match in the comment section down below, and just any thoughts on the derby game in general. Love to hear from you. And yeah, that's going to wrap up this reaction. So if you did enjoy it, like I say, leave a big thumbs up, and I will speak to you all in the next video, which is going to be in the next instalment of the City Career Mode, which will be up tomorrow. I can promise you that, because it's already edited, uploaded and ready to go. I've just got to press the public button on that, so that'll be going up tomorrow. But until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy Manchester being blue once again. Nidge out.